Welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at our workspace, the Android Studio. We'll go over the most important components of the IDE so you are familiar with it as we start working on developing apps. All right, let's get started. So I have mine open already here, and you will notice the first thing that usually pops up once everything is up and running is this tip of the day. You can either select it to show every time on Start App or just ignore it. I always let it show tips because, you always learn something. And you can always close that out. And here we have our Android Studio IDE. And I know this may look a little bit overwhelming at first, but it's not too bad. I mean, once we talked about the ins and outs, you will realize that it's just not too bad. All right, let's get started. So, as you can see, one of the first things you can see, you can actually, if you hover over certain areas of your IDE, for instance, if you go like this, you can see this double arrows here. That means you can actually hold it and pull up and down, right? So to make things bigger. Same you can do pretty much anywhere. As you can see there, you can just slide left and right to get more room. You can go this way too. So that's very handy. But okay, so looking at this entire thing here, and you look at it, it's like, oh man, there's a lot of stuff here. All right, there is, but let's get to it. Okay, so to the left here, you have this kind of list of things here. This is where your project is, right? As you can see, it says app and it has all the folders to your app, as we can see here. And we'll go obviously over all of these folders and everything. But for now, just know that to the left here is your Android project view, which provides you with your Android project structure. It has folders containing all the necessary files to build your app. Now here in the middle here, you can see we have what we call the dynamic layout preview. So this is how your app would look on a device. And it's a very cool feature because you can go here, you can change different API levels or different Android versions. Let's say now we are at 5.0.1, but if you want to look at it in a different kind of device, you just go here and go and change. Now it's rendering 4.0, and there it is. Wonderful. And so this is our dynamic layout. And the cool thing about that dynamic layout, it also gives you the option to either go into design mode, which is this one here, or you can go to text mode, which will give you the raw XML, so you can work with that. And we will take a look at XML in our next videos. And to the left of our dynamic layout preview, we have, let's make this a little bigger here, we have these layouts here. This is where you have all of the components, all of the widgets, buttons, text, and everything that Android brings with it that you can literally just drag and drop into our preview here, dynamic layout preview. So sometimes you have this error, just ignore them. And it's really handy, as you can see, because it's just, they've got all these layouts, all these widgets, buttons, and everything that we need to create our applications. They have everything here. So all you have to do is just drag and drop. And you notice as you drag and drop things here, let's see, I have this one here, it's a text. You can drag and you can center things. As you drag and drop things here, something changes to the right here. This is where it shows you the tree. It shows you everything that it's being added to this screen here. It shows you here, as you can see, it's device screen, which is this thing here. And it says relative layout. We'll talk about this. It's just the way you're laying out things onto the screen. And it tells you the elements that we've added inside our screen. As you tap on them, you can see here So that's a text view, so you can put text and so forth. And at the bottom here are the properties. So if I want this, let's say medium text here, to change whatever property I want, I can go ahead and let's say change the background. You click on that. You can then click on this here and you can go to either colors. You can change, let's say, to pink or something like that. Go like that, and you see it changed the background. Very handy, very fast, quick to use, and easy. And here at the top, you can zoom in and zoom out, right? And notice here at the top, we can go back and forth. If we go here, let's say, and open one of those files, here, let's say we want to open this manifest file. Double click. If you double click, you notice everything goes away because now it's saying, well, if you double click that, that's all you want to see. So as you can see, the Android manifest.xml has opened, and we can navigate to, let's say, our main activity, which was open, or we can go to the XML activity, which brings us back to either a design or text if we wanted to. Okay, and if you want to close one down, you can just click on that. As you can, there's a little X here. You can just go and close everything. Now at the bottom here, if you again just hover over and go like this, at the bottom here, this is where we will get our console, our logcat, which will output all of our things that are happening in our app. So it will output here, and you will see as we start developing applications how to use all these things. And this is our console, so as we run our applications, it will output everything here at the bottom. And you will also notice every pane has this little arrow here, which if you go ahead and click, it slides everything down, so you won't be able to see anything, right? So it's gone. To bring it back, just click on this, and then you have all of that if you want. Okay, the same thing you see here, you can slide to the left. That means it's hidden now. If you want more room, just focus on your code, and if you want it back, you just click here, and it's back. And at the top here, you have this play button. So if you want to go ahead and run this application, you can go ahead and click this Run App. And here we have our SDK Manager. If you click on this, we'll start our SDK Manager. Our SDK Manager is just Software Development Kit Manager. So as we've talked previously, Android has a lot of different versions. And there's also a lot of tools that we use when developing Android applications. So Google has this repository somewhere where whenever they make updates or they add new tools, they send those out to us developers, and this is how we update everything and get all of the new goodies that from Google whenever they push them to us. So as you can see here, it takes a little while sometimes, and all of these tools that you can download and install onto your machine so that you can start developing apps using those tools or libraries. And we'll go over all of this stuff, so don't worry if it makes no sense now. All right, so I'll just go ahead and close this. And make sure every time you update your SDK, because it's very important. Google always sends out new updates, and they're really good. So I encourage you to always check and see. All right, I think that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.